Hello students, topic is again same, is matter pure, but date is 10th 7 2020, class 9 के subtopic is types of mixture, right? What is the first question in this? Define homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures. Give examples for each two, right? What is homogeneous mixture? In the homogeneous mixture, the two components are uniformly distributed throughout the solution. What does it mean? We cannot able to separate solute and solvent completely. What is solute, what is solvent, we cannot ever distinguish. Here complete solute is dissolved and disappears, so that we cannot able to tell. So here solute is located, there solvent is located. No such questions, right? Here all components are throughout the mixture thoroughly mixed. Examples, what we can tell example, sugar in water. Sugar in water, first example. All sugar particles completely dissolve if you thoroughly mix. If you thoroughly mix, end of the minute, complete sugar particles are disappears. Then we cannot tell where are the sugar particles, where is the solvent, right? And even we cannot remember, even we cannot able to separate a homogeneous solution or homogeneous mixture by using the filtration. What is filtration consists? Filter paper or sieve We cannot separate any component using the filtration of homogeneous mixture, because solute and solvent we cannot able to distinguish. All completely disappeared. All solute particles are completely disappeared. Hence, we cannot able to separate them by using the any filter paper or any sieve. Right. Second example for homogeneous mixture is air. Air consists of many gases, various gases, which are all invisible. Hence, we can take air as an example for homogeneous mixture. If at all you are able to see any gas through naked eye, so we can tell it as a heterogeneous mixture. Today, nobody can able to see the air, different components in the air. Hence, air is a homogeneous mixture. Next example, we can tell lemonade. Lemonade consists lemon juice, salt and sugar. If you thoroughly mix all these three components, they will be completely invisible end of the minute, isn't it? So we are not able to separate any component using simple filter paper or sieve, anything, right? They are all comes under examples for homogeneous mixtures. Keep it in mind, from homogeneous mixture, no component can be separated by using the sieve or filter paper, right? Next, heterogeneous mixture. In a heterogeneous mixture, all the components are in different physical states. Suppose solute and solvents both are in different physical states. For example, naphthalene balls, make it into powder. If you add this to water, does complete powder dissolve in water? Never. Single particle also cannot dissolve in water after thorough mixture, because here naphthalene balls never and ever dissolve in water, because you have to remember one important thing about this. Naphthalene balls are non-polar substances. Water is a polar substance, such that non-polar, polar, they never miscible each other under any circumstances. Non-polar, polar, both quite in their natures, they never miscible each other under any circumstances, right? So that we call it as a heterogeneous mixture. All heterogeneous mixtures can able to separate by using now filter paper or sieve. Just like how we filter tea from a tea powder. How we filter tea from tea powder. Okay, this is a regular example we observe, right? So all heterogeneous mixture we able to separate using the sieve or filter paper, right? Whereas homogeneous mixture cannot do it. Next, what are the examples for heterogeneous mixtures? Oil in water. Does oil miscible with water? No. Oil will be float over the water because oil density is less than water. What does it mean? The weight of oil is lesser than water. Next, naphthalene balls, I told you already. Make it into powder if you add to water. Just observe, does all naphthalene balls powder dissolves in water? No. So they are heterogeneous mixtures. Next question, define the following terms. The first term is solute. Solute, the component which is dissolved, which is dissolved. Sorry, the component which has small quantity in a solution is called solute. You know, the solution consists how many components? The solution consists how many components? Solute and solvent. Solute and solvent. Solute has small in quantity anywhere in solution. Solvent, it seems bigger in quantity, larger in quantity, right? Solute possessed small in quantity. Solvent will be always bigger in quantity. For example, if we add 1 gram of sugar to 1 liter of water, see, distinguish which amount is being less. Solute, that is sugar amount is being less, which is 1 gram, whereas water amount is 1 liter, being bigger in amount, right? So we can easily distinguish physically which has small in quantity, which has bigger in quantity. Likewise, we can able to tell which is solute, which is solvent. Now I am talking about solute, the component which has small in quantity in a solution. I told you already, solution is a mixture of solute and solvent. So in a solution, solute placed with a small in quantity, right? Next definition, solvent. What does it mean? The substance or the component which has larger in quantity in a solution is called as solvent. Example, water. Water being a good solvent and a universal solvent. We can take alcohol also as a solvent. That is different, right? Next, what is solution? The homogeneous mixture of solute and solvent is said to be solution. The homogeneous mixture means the solute completely disappears after thorough mixture, after thorough mixing. So such such a mixture is called as solution. I repeat, what is solution? The homogeneous mixture of solute and solvent is said to be a solution where complete solute is dissolves in the solution, right? We cannot able to separate any more solute by using filter paper or sieving. Next, what is solubility? What is solubility? We will talk about solutions only. Next term is solubility, is the amount of solute dissolved in a saturated solution. What is saturation? The food which we take adequate amount. The food which we take adequate amount is only called as saturated. The food which we take adequate amount, which can be fit in the stomach only, that much we call saturated. More than that, super saturated. Less than that, unsaturated. Here, solution is saturated with adequate amount of solute. Okay, saturated. At what temperature? Constant temperature. Why we are maintaining constant temperature? If at all temperature is increased, so saturation will disappear. It is going to take further more solute. It wants further more solute if you increase the temperature. If you maintain same temperature, it will be saturated. If you increase temperature, it seeks some more amount of solute. Hence, they mentioned at constant temperature. The amount of solute present in a saturated solution at a given temperature is called solubility. I repeat, the amount of solute present in a saturated solution at a given temperature, underline, is called solubility. If temperature is changed, the amount of solute which seeks is more. That is, solution is seeking more amount of solute further if you change the temperature, right? Hence, we should maintain at constant temperature. So far we discussed what is solute, what is solvent, what is solution, what is solubility. Next question. All the solutions are mixtures, but not all mixtures are solutions. Explain this statement detailedly. All the solutions are mixtures, no doubt. For example, sugar solution. If you take sugar in the water, you thoroughly mix the sugar in a water, it becomes homogeneous solution because complete amount of sugar is dissolved. Complete amount of sugar is dissolved at a constant temperature, right? Sugar completely disappeared. Now we call it as a solution. Where solute cannot distinguish, we call it as a solution. Now it is a homogeneous or heterogeneous? Homogeneous solution. Whereas if you add naphthalene balls into the water, it becomes solution. Which solution? Heterogeneous solution, because naphthalene balls never and ever dissolve in the solution. Of course, it is a solution, but it is not. Of course, it is a mixture. Of course, it is a mixture. What mixture? Heterogeneous mixture, but not at all solution. Which is solution? We can tell. The sugar solution is, we can tell as a solution. The sugar solution we can tell as a solution. Right. So sugar solution is a solution as well as mixture, but naphthalene balls in water is only mixture but not solution, because naphthalene balls never dissolve in the water. Next question. Take 1 gram of sugar and add 50 ml of water to it. Also, take 30 grams of sugar and add the same amount of water to it in 2 different beakers. Which one of the above solutions is called dilute? Which one is concentrated? So on the whole, we have to distinguish which solution is concentrated, which solution is dilute. For this, my explanation is 1 gram of sugar is in 50 ml of solution. That is beaker A. In beaker A. In beaker B, how many grams? It is 30 grams. 30 grams of sugar is placed in same 50 ml of solution. Who is being more concentrated? So you have to notice one important character in this 2 different solutions. On the whole, the volume of this solution is remains same, 50 ml, 50 ml. But whose amount constantly changing? Solute. In beaker A, solute is placing with solute weight is 1 gram. In beaker B, the solute weight is 30 grams. So wherever more amount of solute in that solution is said to be more concentrated. Less amount of solute, that solution being less concentrated, right? Beaker B is being as more concentrated than beaker A, right? Likewise, we can emphasize this complete answer. Question seems to be big, but answer is very easy. So on practice it gets, right? Next question. Next question, fifth question. In this we have four questions as A, B, C, D. Right? First question in this A. What is lemonade? What is its composition? Simply lemonade in the sense lemon juice. Lemon juice and water plus sugar plus salt. Lemon juice, water, sugar, salt. All together is a homogeneous mixture. If you thoroughly mix, it becomes homogeneous mixture. Complete salt dissolves, complete sugar will dissolve. So we cannot separate any more solute. We cannot separate any more sugar and salt from water using the filter paper because it is a homogeneous mixture. Right? Next, question B. If the salt is added to kerosene, does it dissolve in water? Sorry, does it dissolve in kerosene or not? Why? Right? We have to recap one important thing, one important aspect, that polar, non-polar substances. We have to know about polar and non-polar substances. So we have to think about polar substances. Water, polar substances. Acids, polar substances. Bases, polar substances. Salts, also polar